I do all my development work for Toyota. Toyota is very active and has turned out some amazing talent. And Jesse came through the Toyota pipeline because he had really been with them since he was about 12. He was just a little late model driver, and he had done a couple late model races out in Vegas, and they liked him.
Our journey begins in the 1950s when Tony Venturini, a true pioneer of the sport, revved up his stock car at historic Soldiers Field in Chicago, facing off against legendary NASCAR drivers like Tiger, Tom Pistone, and Freddie Lorenzen. Tony's passion for racing laid the foundation for a family tradition that would echo through the decades. Fast forward to the 1970s, and the next chapter unfolds with Bill Venturini Sr., who, inspired by his father's legacy, dedicated his life to racing. Bill's competitive spirit and relentless drive propelled him to become a former NASCAR driver and a two-time ARCA Racing Series champion. Bill Sr. etched his name in motorsports history, securing a place in the International Motorsports Hall of Fame outside Talladega Superspeedway. His achievements extended beyond the track, holding all-time qualifying records at Daytona International Speedway and Talladega Superspeedway. As the torch passed from father to son, Billy Venturini stepped into the driver's seat in 1994, marking the third generation of Venturini racers. With 162 career ARCA starts, Billy notched up 28 top 5 and 75 top 10 finishes, including a memorable victory at the historic Salem Speedway. Yet, Billy's greatest accomplishment came in 2007 when he transformed Venturini Motorsports' image, developing one of the premier NASCAR driver development programs in the country. This move laid the groundwork for the team's continued success in the ARCA Racing Series. Billy was kind enough to give some time to Essentially Sports for an exclusive interview in which he talked about many things, including Venturini's former unicorn Jesse Love. The host asked, "We saw your tweet on Jesse Love's post, that kinda got me intrigued. With JL's transformation to RCR, just wanted to ask you, how do you feel about it? I obviously saw that tweet in-app. You were really happy for him, but what do you think? What led to this growth and development, not from your side that, got to the RCR?" To which he replied,
Well, I do all my development work for Toyota, and Toyota's development program is second to none. So through the more the grassroots ranks, and then up when we get a little bit higher, like into the ARCA series, Toyota is very active and has turned out some amazing talent. And Jesse came through the Toyota pipeline because he had really been with them since he was about 12. So he was just a little late model driver, and he had done a couple late model races out in Vegas, and they liked him. And so he'd been on my radar. So I've actually known of Jesse for now basically almost 7 years. So I've known, and then he drove his first race for me in 2020 when he was 15. And then, so it was a 4-year process with him. A lot of teaching involved there. A lot of coaching, a lot of probably almost more parent raising with him.
Jesse Love Jr. Born and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, Jesse's racing journey began at the age of 5, driving quarter-midget cars. Talking about his childhood and parents, Billy continued,
He comes from a great household, but, when he was a 15, 16-year-old kid, he moved out east. Parents still lived out west. So there was a lot and that's not an uncommon thing in our industry. So then you kind of almost got to help finish kind of raising these young men. And it was a very productive 4 years. And Jesse's someone that's really special to me.
Jesse's exceptional talent caught the attention of Toyota Racing Development, TRD, and at the age of 15, he became the youngest driver ever signed by the manufacturer. In 2021, Jesse's journey reached new heights as he clinched his second consecutive ARCA Menards Series West Championship, joining the elite few of back-to-back champions. Talking about the championship, Billy shared,
We knew last year was going to be a special year for us because we had worked so long with Jesse, and it was we knew 2023 with Jesse Love, I'll be honest, we knew we had to win the championship in 2023 with Jesse Love. We knew that in 2021, we knew we had to win the championship. It was circled, and it was we have to go and win the championship in 2023 with Jesse Love.
Now 18 years old, Jesse drives for RCR, Richard Childress Racing, in NASCAR's ARCA Menards Series. The host also asked Billy Venturini about the future of the motor racing team. Are there any new initiatives or, expansions in the pipeline for your team currently? To which he revealed.
No, right now we're going to be running basically the same type of deal we've been doing. We're going to run four teams full time in the ARCA series next year. We got some new kids coming in. So a little bit, I wouldn't say a rebuild, because I guess we're always, like, we knew last year was going to be a special year for us. Next year is a little different year because we've got a couple, wouldn't say young kids, but a little more veterans that are running full time, like Chris and Tony. And then we've got a couple young kids coming in, but we're kind of building for them for a little longer term, where they'll be their year for them to really be able to put it together. Won't be in 24, it'll probably be more like 25. There's like a long-term plan down the pipeline on so many of these kids. Toyota does a beautiful job in long-term planning, so it's really cool to be part of that.
Drawing parallels with the seasoned Kyle Busch, Jesse Love made a bold move ahead of the 2023 season, leaving Venturini Motorsports for Richard Childress Racing. This strategic shift echoes Kyle Busch's transition from Joe Gibbs Racing to RCR. Notably, both drivers share Toyota as their OEM, adding an intriguing layer to the narrative. Jesse Love sheds light on his decision to join RCR in a recent interview on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. He recounts discussions with Toyota, thinking his deal was settled before unforeseen developments prompted a reevaluation. Ultimately, the common ground between Richard Childress Racing and Venturini Motorsports became a decisive factor in his move. Jesse Love said, "I grew up racing with Venturini Motorsports for the last 3 or 4 years. Learning to race with a family-bound team, it made sense for me to join RCR, where I can have a clearer path to the Cup. A multi-year deal to develop, coupled with that family element at RCR, was crucial for me." Jesse Love's dominance in the ARCA Menards series paved the way for an expedited entry into NASCAR's second tier. Winning half of the races on the series calendar showcased his prowess, earning him the trust and confidence of RCR. In an official statement, team owner Richard Childress expressed his confidence in the young prodigy. He acknowledges Jesse Love's breakout performance in the ARCA Menards series and believes in his talent and determination to compete at the highest level in RCR's Xfinity Series program. Richard Childress explained, "We've been watching Jesse for a while now, and his breakout performance in the ARCA Menards series was impressive. We know he has the talent and determination to win races and compete for championships within RCR's NASCAR Xfinity Series program." The expectations are high as Jesse Love steps into the Xfinity Series with the reigning ARCA Menards Series championship under his belt. While he has proven his mettle in the ARCA Series, the Xfinity Series poses a different challenge. The question remains, will the 18-year-old live up to the hype? As the 2023 NASCAR season concludes with its ups and downs for Richard Childress Racing, all eyes are on the future. The Xfinity Series becomes the focal point of anticipation, with Jesse Love at the forefront of RCR's aspirations for success. The journey of this young talent, following in the footsteps of legends, unfolds in the 2024 season. Only time will reveal whether Jesse Love can carry the legacy forward and write a new chapter in the storied history of Richard Childress Racing.